Everybody. So let me explain to you why this is such a passion for me. When I was 4.5 years old, my mother was pregnant with my baby sister, and the man she was with at the time was attacking her. I grew up in Chicago, and there was an enclosed porch, and basically I tried to tackle this guy. I tried to attack him, and I thought I was a football player, and I literally ran at him and leaped at him, tried to tackle him. So my mother would go on to tell me when I was a little boy that she said, "Jeannie, I don't want any other woman, I don't want anyone else's daughter to go through what I went through because of you." So it has been her mission, and thank the good Lord she's still with me, to make sure that I didn't grow up to be that guy. So fast forward, Kristen and I met a couple years ago, and then I was telling my story, and then I found out about his story, and it just really blew me away, and we just developed an unspeakable bond like brothers. Sharing, I don't share his pain. I'd never admit that, but I do know the pain of knowing that your mom is being harmed, or in his case, worse. So it's a passion and a mission of mine to do everything that I can and use whatever little platform, celebrity, reach, a voice that I have to make sure that no woman, nobody, because I do understand that men are victims of domestic violence, but majority of cases, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the statistic is like 85% of the victims of domestic violence are women. So, first thing I want to do is I want to challenge specifically the men. Now, women, you can also assist in this, but I want to challenge all the men. Now, the men who are here, for the most part, I know you get it, but I challenge the men to reach out to any young man or not so young man that you have an influence on. We have to change the culture and mindset and make domestic violence unacceptable under any circumstance, period. Ladies, any man that tells you that he loves you and he puts his hand on you, he doesn't love you.
Amen.
I know men, I'm a man, and I'm just keeping it 100. I know I have friends that own cars that would want to kill or shoot you if you put a soft drink can on their car. That they value an inanimate object, a car, clothes, or taking a trip to the All-Star game or Super Bowl. They love that. And they wouldn't, animals, I know people who have pets that wouldn't even put their hands on a pet. How could you love a car or a pet or anything more than the woman that you claim to love? So, love doesn't hurt and love isn't pain. So, fellas, I'll rewind real quick. I want to challenge all the men to make domestic violence against women, it's not a woman's problem. It's a man's problem. And we can end it. Trust me. When we make it unacceptable, I don't care if it's our son, our nephew, your grandson, your boy that you watch the game with, when we decide to stand up and say, listen, if you need help, if you need mental help, we'll help you with that. If there's a substance abuse problem, we will help you with that. But putting your hands on a woman is unacceptable. And in this society, in our culture, we will not tolerate it. And the minute that we as men do that, violence against women will stop. I guarantee you. And ladies, I want to close on this. I hear people say that a woman can't teach a young man how to be a man. Well, there may be certain aspects of manhood that maybe a woman can't. But I can tell you one thing, and I'm living proof of it. A woman can teach a young man how to be a better man, how to treat a woman. And one thing I had to learn, and I'll share this knowledge for especially any guy out there. You have to learn to love a woman not the way that you want to love her. Learn to love that woman the way she needs to be loved. And the way she needs to be loved is not to have anyone, not just put their hands on her, but not to be abusive verbally, mentally, or emotionally. So fellas, in closing, ladies, so please raise your sons differently. Do for your sons or your nephew or your grandsons, or maybe a child, a young man you mentor, or a kid in the neighborhood, if you see him getting out of line, because it starts young and it starts with verbal abuse and controlling nature. Do for that young person what my mother did for me. Teach him how to be a better man. And fellas, when we leave here, make sure that we go out in the world and send a message that violence against women under any circumstance is unacceptable.
Amen.
Thank you for your time.